Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kickoff Discussion Podcast. Well, last night Belgium won their second game. We all know that their first game ended in a disaster, but this second game it was a perfect response to what happened in their first game. And there are a lot of things that makes a difference for them in this second game. And for me personally, I feel it was a kind of experimentation that the manager was trying to do in the first game that actually caused them to lose that game. So this time around, I'll be looking at what makes that difference for them in this second game, and I'll give my opinion at the end of the video. Now let's get to it. In the first game, Belgium used a 4-2-3-1 formation, which is their normal formation that they started using in this competition. And as well, their win against Romania as well, they played the same formation. But the little difference in that game was just based on who played in this formation. So for me personally, when I look at what the manager did in the first game, I think maybe it was a kind of some mistakes. But when I checked the news and some outlets, I felt that there are some injuries to some key players in defense, which made him do those changes. But for me personally, there are some other defenders that could play well in those areas, which I believe that mistake shouldn't have happened. But let's take a look at what makes the difference for them in this second game. Castells start from the goal post. Castagna, Faes, Fatogin, and Tiate, they all played from the defense, while Yuri Tillemans and Amadou Onana played as a double pivot in this game. And Loki Bakio, Kevin De Bruyne, and Jeremy Doku all played in attacking midfield positions, while Romelu Lukaku led the line. And their loss against Slovakia, they started Castagna at right back, Faes and Debas in the center of the defense, while Yannick Carrasco started at left back. We all know that Carrasco is a right attacking winger. So starting at left back is a disaster, and it made that left-hand channel useless in that game against Slovakia, and there was no threat to the Slovakians in that game. And Jeremy Doku as well, he was played out of position. In this game, he played as a right winger, which we all know that he is a left attacking winger. So these were little errors that came about in that game. But what I thought the manager was trying to achieve with this, because Yannick Carrasco used to play on the left-hand side of the pitch, and he thought that playing him at left back, he would be able to move forward and give him that qualities of a winger in the attack. But that wasn't the case, because I think the Slovakians, they knew what happened and they capitalized on these mistakes. There was no threat on the left-hand channel for majority of the game, especially in the first half. So in this game, in this win against Romania, that changed very, very well for them. And what I felt was that in that midfield, the presence of Yuri Tillemans and Amadou Onana did the justice to their midfield very, very well. It freed up Kevin De Bruyne to do what he knew how to do best. He played the best football for Belgium, and upon that, he capped it with a goal for Belgium. So the difference with the game they lost is that they played Auriel Mangala and Amadou Onana. I think both of them, they have the same quality, and Yuri Tillemans is a kind of flexible player, and he had to that attack when Belgium are on attacking transition. And in the first place, Amadou Onana and Auriel Mangala, they are defensive oriented players, and their pairing doesn't work well for them in the first game. This same thing happened in the second game when they substituted Yuri Tillemans for Auriel Mangala. That was exactly when the Romanians, they took control of the game and they threatened to score the Belgians. So I think for me personally, the presence of Ore Mangala and Amadou Onana as a double pivot, that will work perfectly well whenever their team is winning. Whenever their team is winning, so that they need a shield in front of the defense. They need additional defensive presence. And when Ore Mangala came in, the dynamic of the game changed a bit, and the Romanians, they were all over the place trying to get a goal. So for me personally, I would say the pairing of Amadou Onana and Yuri Tielemans actually won this game for Belgium, because the game is won and lost in the midfield. Once you lost the battle in the middle of the park, then the whole game is lost. So, and Jeremy Doku had the best night of his life last night, because he played at his preferred position. He was causing problems on that left hand channel. It was causing all sort of problems. It was causing all sort of problems on that left hand channel, and that is brilliant from Jeremy Doku yesterday. It was the first game. It was as if that, like, it was in a bondage in the first game, because his impact was not felt, especially in the first half. But in the second half, things changed dramatically well for him. But this time around, he played in his preferred position, and his impact was felt before he was replaced by Yannick Carrasco. So these are the changes that made the difference for Belgium in that game. And Romelu Lukaku, for me, I think that guy was just so unlucky. He was just so unlucky, because he has had three goals cancelled in this tournament alone, more than anybody in the competition. The last game, 2 was cancelled, and this time around, his beautiful goal was ruled out for offside. So, well, I think he will get his goal eventually in this competition, provided if Belgium make it far, because they now have their last game. It is a game to win for them as well if they are to progress into the next round. So now to the key moments of the game. Yuri Tielemans puts Belgium in front in the second minute of the game, and that goal was a perfect move. I said earlier that Jeremy Doku had the best night of the best game last night, and that game, the goal started from Jeremy Doku. He put a pass across to Lukaku inside the 18-yard box, and look, there was a lot of Romanian players inside the box, like 7 players in the box behind the ball. There are many bodies in the box, and he saw the run of Yuri Tielemans. He dropped the ball, and Tielemans hit it once to give Belgium their opening goal of the game. So I think that goal for Yuri Tielemans, I think the goalkeeper wasn't expecting the ball, because there were a lot of bodies behind the ball and in front of the goalkeeper. It was blocked, and he couldn't see the flight of the ball when the ball was hit. So when the goal came for them, I believe that, okay, this will be a beautiful game, and it is, because I was entertained with the way they played this second game compared to what they did in the first game. So this was just a testament to the disaster that happened in the first game, because there are some kind of mistakes that was made in the first game and which was corrected in this game, and this was a perfect night. It was a perfect night for them yesterday, and Kevin De Bruyne doubled their advantage later in the second half. Remember, when they brought in Ore Mangala, they started struggling in the middle of the park to create chances, and this goal came following a goal kick from the Belgian goalkeeper, the Romanians missed the ball, and Kevin De Bruyne capitalized on this to double the advantage for the Belgians. It was a perfect response to what happened in the first game, and I believe that their manager actually learned from what happened and he corrected those mistakes in this second game. He corrected those mistakes in this second game, and that works perfectly well for them. And they are on the way to actually bring something out of this competition. Well, I would say the game was great for them, and I would implore the manager to stick to this formation because to stick to this lineup because if things change for them in the second half and in the third game, I think they may struggle again. He should stick to the pairing of Amadou Onana and Yuri Tillemans because the way I see it, they control the midfield. Amadou Onana did all the dirty job, and Yuri Tillemans, whenever needed, is up there with the attacking midfield with Kevin De Bruyne to create some chances, and he also got a goal in the process. So I think for me, this was a perfect response, and I'm happy for them that this game went the way they expect. Kevin De Bruyne was just so amazing yesterday. He was just all over the place. In the first game, he was a shadow of himself due to the circumstances surrounding the lineup. But this time around, everything worked perfectly well because he feel free to express himself because he doesn't need to look over his shoulder just to put in a lot of defensive responsibilities. Where he was needed, he is there on the attack to cause the damage to the Romanians, and that was so amazing for him in that game. Well, let me know what you think about their performance in the comment section. That will be all for this video. Thank you very much for your support, and I will see you in another episode, and bye for now.